Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll show you how to perform the read operation in Angular. So there are few records of a user, and that is name, address, phone number, email with image. So how to retrieve that use uh, as a read operation in Angular and show in the UI using Bootstrap. So guys, before going through this video, please visit my previous videos. If you are new to Angular CLI and you want to learn the Angular, then go to my playlist called Angular CLI tutorial, and there is one more playlist called Angular latest version. So if you are beginner, intermediate, or experienced candidate and some real-time videos you want to work on your project, so that you can go through the playlist and you can get some ideas on how to create and build a real-time Angular application using ASP.NET Web API. So let's go to my presentation. So guys, in this video I'll discuss how to create a model in Angular and create a component to display the list of employees and how to fix image mapping issues. So guys, here I mentioned the step-by-step process. Okay, first step is we need to create an employee model called employee.model.ts file. Okay, so guys, to create an employee model, I'll go to my VS Code. Okay, and in VS Code I right click on the src folder, and there I create inside the folder I am creating one more folder called models, right? And inside models folder I have created one more ts file, employee.model.ts file. So if you open that, you'll get some variables. Okay, that is id, name, gender, email, phone number, contact reference, date of birth, department, is active, and photo path. And these are the types as per the respective property values as well. Okay, so this is the step 1. Step 2, we need to create a component to display the list of employees. So this command is ng-gc employees/list employees. So to execute this command, click on 3-dot terminal and new terminal. So it will open in your path of your project, of your Angular project, and you'll copy and paste that code command and execute that command here. Okay, so once you created that component, okay, and so this is nothing but this is the Angular CLI command in Angular to create a list employees component. So we'll place all the employee components in employees folder. This is the reason we fix the employees folder name in the command. Okay, so guys, I'll show you how the command component is created. If you open that inside src app and inside employees, you can see some component is created. So 4 files has been created. One is ts file, TypeScript file, one is spec.ts file, one is HTML file, one is CSS file. So these are the all component related files. Okay, so guys, it also, when you create any component, it updates the app model. So in the app.model.ts file, it has imported the list employees component and included it in the dictionary arrays. Okay, so I'll show that. If you open that app.model.ts file, okay, so see here, once you execute that command, by default it is adding to your app.model.ts file. Okay, and in the declaration array, if you can see this list employees component is added here in the by default. Okay, so the Angular has generated a lot of boilerplate code that we have to write manually, and these are the codes has been generated by the system by default. Okay, then step 3, we need we have checked the app.model.ts file. Step 4, we need to creating a image folders. Okay, so guys, to create image folders, so you can see there is one assets folder, right? So inside assets folder, this should be inside the src. I have added 3 images. Okay, these are all the png images. Okay, so this is the about the images. Step 4, step 5, we need to add code in list-employees.component.ts file. Okay, so here I'll go to open the app and employees list-employees.component.ts file. Okay guys, so I'll discuss this course step-by-step process. One is I import this component. It is the default Angular core component, and this is the model I have created inside the models folder so that we can access its properties by using this import statement. Okay, and inside the component section I am using the selector, standalone is false, template URL and style URL. Okay, so guys, standalone is nothing but when in the latest Angular versions, if you want the standalone application, there is some files not be available. Okay, if it is as not mentioned as a standalone while you create a new Angular project, or okay, so that when I create the Angular project, so I am using the standalone, so that in the component section I make it as standalone equal to false. That means it is not a standalone application, Angular version. So for Angular standalone, there is a few files like some component files not available as per the default features provided to the latest Angular version. So make sure if you want all these files like app component, app routing model, app.module.ts, okay, app component, HTML, CSS, so you need to make it as standalone false. Okay, so here guys, so export class list employees component, and inside employees so it is with class employees, so inside the array. Okay, so this is nothing but this import things, right? And inside the array I mentioned this id 3 user details. One is id1 and respective details with the image. For id2 these are respective details, and for user id3 these are the respective details. Okay, so this is code about app-list-employee.component.ts file. Step 6, we need to add code in list-employee.component.html. So here list-employee.component.html. So guys, this is the code for UI design. Okay, so I am using some panel-primary. Okay, so guys, you need to make sure you have used your bootstrap command here, right? So to set up the bootstrap, guys, so there is one command is called npm install bootstrap. So that is nothing but here this one npm install. I'll show you in the command as well. So 3 dot terminal, new terminal. So npm install bootstrap @3 is the version 3 of bootstraps dash save. If you execute this command, okay, then the bootstrap will be installed for your Angular project. Okay, so how to check your Angular? If you go to node_models folder, right, and you will be just drag to bottom, you can see the bootstrap folder is created with all its packages. Okay, and also when you install any package, you can see this file inside the package.json. Okay, so see here, so this bootstrap installed version is showing here, right? Okay, now we'll go to this file list-employee.component.html. so src apps list-employee.component.html. okay, whatever the class you are seeing, this is all about the bootstrap to make the responsive web design. Okay, and this is the for loop let employees, whatever we have used in our ts file. Okay, and using this employee object, you can access these properties: employee name, okay, and employee photo path, employee date of birth, employee contact preferences, employee phone number, email, department, and is active, and all these properties you can access here. Okay, so this is about the code for list-employee.component.html. Okay, so next step is we need to add code in list-employee.component.css. So this is about the CSS we are using in our component HTML file. If you see the CSS class, image class, okay, I'll go to the photo path. So here you can see I'm using this class, image class. So this is the custom CSS file. Okay, and step 8, we need to add code in app.component.html. So app.component.html. So here I am using the component here as app list-employee, so that I'm using this app-component app-list-employees. This is nothing but the selector. So selector is nothing but whenever you create any new component, by default there is one selector section. If you open that list-employee.component.ts, so there is one selector right here. So same selector you need to use inside the app.component.html file, because this list component is just, you can take it as a page, and app component HTML it is a master page. So that the child page has some selectors, we need to add the selector inside the app.component.html, so that when our application is loaded first time, it will first go to the index.html, right? And index.html, you can see there is one more selector is using app-root. So app-root is nothing but the selector is for selector of app-component.html. If you open the app.component.ts, so that selector is app-root. So this selector I am using inside the index.html, and inside the app component HTML I'm using the selector of my list employees, so that when my Angular application load, first it will be loading index.html, then index.html will call the app component, and app component it will call the list employees component HTML. Okay, so I'll show some details on the app component related files. So app.module.ts, it will be some configurations whenever you create any components and routing model. So these are all the paths, and there is some arrays, declaration array, imports, providers, right, bootstrap. So it's all about these sections we are using whenever we are creating new things. So in this respective section we will add this particular references. So guys, if you are new, you can go through my playlist, whatever I shown you in the beginning of this video. Okay, that is Angular CLI playlist and Angular latest version tutorial playlist. And there is one app.component.ts file. This is the code, default code, and app.component.html is the code whenever I use my component selector, app.component.css. and if you are using some routing things, so you can use this app-routing.module.ts file. So this is all about the app component related files. Step 9, we need to fix the image mapping issue in angular.json. So guys, here if you open my file list-employee.component.ts, for each id I'm using some image path, right? assets/images mark.png, assets/images/mary.png, and assets/images/john.png. okay, these are the path. So I'm using this path inside src. There is assets folder. Inside assets folder I'm using that images. Okay, so only by adding images it will not work, because we need to configure in a file called angular.json. okay, so guys, in angular.json, angular.json we need to add two things. One is inside the style section we need to add the bootstrap, whatever I installed, right? We need to add this path here for bootstrap. If you copy this and search here, so you can see this bootstrap. So there is two style sections array, so we need to add these two places, and we'll add this bootstrap path inside the style section array, minified version of css. okay, same thing we need to add assets. okay, so in assets section we need to add these two things, src/assets, src/favicon.ico. same thing for second assets array section, we need to add these two things, so that whatever path we are using inside the src assets folder, So then the messages will be images will be displayed. Otherwise it will show that the images path not found 404. Okay, so to ignore this error, we need to use this path and configure this path inside the assets array in angular.json file. Okay, so in this way we can fix the image mapping issue in Angular. Step 10, we need to compile and launch the Angular application. So guys, to compile and launch the Angular application, we need to click three dot terminal, new terminal, and here we'll add one command, ng serve -o, right? ng serve -o. So guys, this command is not only compiles the Angular application, it also launches the default browser and displays the list of employees as expected, right? So it will create one URL with the port number 4200. Okay, and you can see some other related processing and compilation of these files. Okay, so I'll go to the browser. So you can see this is the output of my user details and the read operation in Angular. So whatever user details I have mentioned in my code, user ID 1, user ID 2 and user ID 3, these three users has been successfully retrieved, and we can perform successfully the read operation in Angular. So for Anna user, these are the details, and for Mary, these are the details, and for Brooke, these are the details. Okay, so to make sure how it is bootstrap, if you click on inspect element, so you can see the bootstrap support, it is working as expected, right? So you'll see here to make as a responsive, right? So based on the device, it will be the screen width and height, it will be adjust the as per the device screen size and width. Okay guys, so this is the output of my these videos. So read operation in Angular. So let's go to, okay, now guys, whatever files I have discussed in my Angular project, so these are all the code has been uploaded in my GitHub account. So this is the URL. Okay, so I'll show that. So you can see this is the GitHub URL, and whatever the files I've discussed, this is all uploaded here. You can just download this zip file and start working on this. So all these files is available here in this zip file. Okay, let's go to my presentation. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.